Dave made this beat.
Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 179. It's your boy A-Dub.
Hey, what's good, yo?
Back in the building for another exciting episode, another review of a weekend sports. Glad to be back with our slackers out there. Appreciate you guys. I see a couple people in there already. Don't be afraid to drop the likes, drop some engagement in the comments. We want to hear how you guys feel about these sports topics as well. But before we get too far into it, Strizzy, what's good with you, my brother? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just coming back from my daughter's soccer game. That's all.
Nice. That's what's up. They get the victory?
They did. They got the dub.
Nice. That's what's up. Yeah. We got some soccer to talk later on for sure. But before we do get into our normal topics, I do want to welcome in the third member of our panel. We got Mad Marcus in the building. Marcus, what's good?
What up, peoples? We good, man.
That's what's up. I'm still working on getting that soundboard, you know what I'm saying, so we can have the claps and things like that.
I got that coming too for y'all. Yeah. I got something in store, so we'll have it.
That's what's up.
Long time coming.
For sure. First in the comments section, Anthony Wesson, of course, Super Bowl bound, hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. And you know what I'm saying? We gotta honor that. Him and Bobby been saying, they're gonna be around towards the end.
We ain't say Bobby. Bobby been slacking.
But Bobby, where is he at? Maybe we'll hear from him later. We got Grace Williams in the building. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Grace.
Welcome, Grace. And we also got Unk. Hello from Texas. What's good, Unk? Welcome back to the show. So that's what's up. That's what it is. We definitely want to get into these topics. And we'll hit about an hour of sports, but we're going to start with breaking down the two championship games. So let me go ahead and pull up these graphics, and we'll get straight to our first topic of the day.
What's up next? Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tune to NFL Talk.
Let's get it.
All right, first up, we had the NFC Championship game, and this turned out to, for a few different reasons, not to be the best game to start off Championship Sunday with. I think the story was early on the Eagles definitely coming through with the running game, but also Brock Purdy being hurt, and then subsequently the backup going out for the 49ers as well, basically having no quarterback play in the second half. The final score ended up being 31-7, and the Eagles are headed back to the Super Bowl. Strizzy, Marcus, let me know your thoughts on this game.
Go ahead, Striz.
I was like, am I go first? Yeah, it was all right. It kind of sucked that Purdy went down. He went down as early as he did. I can't remember if he went down when it was 7-7, or if he went down like shortly after. But you got your fourth string quarterback in, and not only is your fourth string quarterback, but he wasn't even there like the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it rough. And then he goes out, and now it's like, now what do you do? You know what I mean? So we knew Eagles were going to win this game. I think all three of us had the Eagles winning this game on what's it called, secure the bag last week. But Brock Purdy plays. Like, I think the game's a lot closer. But aside from that, this game kind of is what it is. But now we got the Kelsey Bowl.
Yeah, for real.
Purdy get hurt or not, I think the score will be the same. I don't think he would have made no difference. They did what we supposed to have done, because he didn't score against us. They got that one run up there against the Cowboys, but that's our defense played great. But that was one thing we didn't really do, was put that pressure on him. I think it really did that more pressure like Michael Parsons did. We win a game. So he's a third string for a reason, So he had a good system he was in, and he had a great coaching style. But I think he haven't faced a good defense, in 5 weeks when he played. So he met us last week, which we did what we supposed to do to him. He didn't do as much. And then this week they had a better defense, a better pass rush, and they showed why. So him getting hurt, I don't think they'll have made a difference. I think they still would have got blew out. I picked a big win against them because they, how it happened. So I think we did get the Eagles a better shot. But hey, if, but we didn't. So, but I hate the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I do hate that, but it happens.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest disappointment too, is like, man, just to see the Eagles get back, knowing that we were close in that division, should have won our division, could have handled things differently. It's like it could have been us in that spot, being a Cowboys fan, but that is what it is. Obviously, they've had a great season, and the 49ers, they did have a pretty good season considering they turned things around and salvaged things, even with having Purdy in there, but it all did kind of come to an end there, and that's probably as far as they were going to go. But I do feel for Purdy. He does have a torn UCL, so he might have to have Tommy John surgeries, more like a baseball pitcher's type of surgery.
It's already confirmed. He's having the surgery. He'll be out for 6 months.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing with the 49ers quarterback carousel again here, because we got Jimmy G's got the broken ankle, and then Trey Lance has got a broken bone in his foot, I think it is too.
Yeah,
so
they're
going to he won't be back for the beginning of the season, Trey Lance? Because he got hurt the first game of the season.
No,
so.
I think he will. I think he's supposed to come back at some point during training camp time. So
okay.
Yeah.
So he might be. I mean, he's gonna maybe get the job by default, but that's who was supposed to have the job. So I don't know. Hopefully, he can come back and hold on to it.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing in disguise for him, because I think if Purdy, if he's healthy, I think he starts next year. So I think he gets his job back with that injury. So I think he finally get a shot. I don't think he had a shot to do what he's supposed to do.
Man, he might. I'm not gonna lie. It's a 6-month recovery time because it's not baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brock might actually be back before the first game of the season. So, like,
okay.
Yeah, he can definitely be back. I think the job is Purdy's. You know what I'm saying? I think it's his. I don't think it's Lance's.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Trey still got it. Like I said, I don't think he played against no good team. So I don't know. We'll see. I say Trey Lance.
Here's how I look at it. So I know, like, y'all really not letting Brock Purdy have his flowers, man. Like, when you have a good system, a good whatever coaching staff or the case may be, you're supposed to beat the team the way they beat them. If these games were close at all, none of the games he played were close. The only one that was close was the Raiders game. It was the only one. Everyone else he blew out. I was with you, Marcus, when we were like, "Oh, Bucks about to kill them." They beat them like 30-something to 7-2. So, like,
yeah, but I'm saying he didn't play against a good defense until the Cowboys, and look, he didn't score against us. Then he played against them, another good defense, and look what happened. That's all I'm saying. I think for a third string quarterback, I think he did what he's supposed to do, but I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. Honestly, I don't think.
But I think he was third string by default. You don't draft Trey Lance that high to not start, and Jimmy G had the job before him. So I don't think he's third string because he wasn't good.
No, but I'm saying if Jimmy G don't get hurt, he don't touch the field. That's all I'm saying.
Right. You're right. He was the third string quarterback, but I'm not saying he was like Jimmy's the backup because they wanted to move on with Trey Lance, but Trey got hurt, so you bring in Jimmy. And again, and it's the last pick of the draft. He's lucky he didn't be the third string. He could have been the fourth, you know what I'm saying, just because of where he was drafted. So I see what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, when you come into the game and you play the way he played, regardless, because even though he didn't play the way he played before, like against the Cowboys, it's not like he had any turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were no turnovers. Yeah, but he went through for over 200.
Yeah, I just don't think he did enough to me that he'll start the show with Trey Lance. That's all.
And that's legit. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's your opinion. You're 100%, you know what I'm saying, open to that. I just think that if he's back before week 1, I think the job is his. I think at this point Trey's lost it.
And that will be an interesting thing to see how that does play out, because I can see both sides of that coin, right? I definitely see, Strizzy, where you're coming from, and then Marcus, you too, where you're like, well, you do have Trey, and he never really, like, he did like kind of lose the job, but he got hurt so quickly he never had a chance to really like show what he could do either. So it is going to be interesting if they go with that, because there is still a lot of draft capital that they put in Trey Lance, and if they can't, trade him or get something for him, it'd be kind of interesting just to see if he, becomes a backup to Purdy. I don't know.
That's the hardest part. I think that's their biggest question is, like, what happens now? And it's going up in the comments. It's like, what happens now with Trey and Jimmy? Who do they keep? Who do they let go? I know I know Trey don't want to back somebody up because Marcus is right. He really hasn't had a chance to really show what he can do.
Yeah,
he took over for Jimmy last year, got hurt right away, played in only his second or third game before Jimmy took over in that one too when he broke his foot or whatever. So he hasn't had a chance. But like the NFL is such a "what have you done for me lately" league. You know what I mean? And when somebody comes in as a backup and plays the way he played, a lot of times you get forgotten. It's just how it is. It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that starting position right now is his to lose. So like if Trey does start the season next year, like he has to ball out. Like he can't start the season the way he did this year and expect to keep his job the way Purdy played.
Gotcha. Very interesting. This is always a quarterback dilemma, it seems like, with the 49ers for a long time. So we'll see what happens with that. I do want to welcome Stephanie Washington to the show. Thank you, Miss Stephanie, for being here. We definitely got a special announcement for her in a few minutes once we get through these two games. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see. We're gonna have to put this little conversation in a capsule for later on next year to see what happens. Anthony Weston going a totally different direction. He says, I think they will sign Tom Brady and trade Trey and then keep Brock. That's crazy. He said if Tom doesn't stay in Tampa. I don't know. I think the ship has sailed on Tom Brady playing for the 49ers.
It's not that hard as we making it, man. I'm telling you, Brock gonna be a backup. Jimmy gonna go somewhere else. Brady gonna stay in Tampa. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers not going anywhere either. He's gonna stay in Green Bay. It's not that hard. It's good for all season talk. You know, they need something to talk about, but
definitely.
I don't think there'll be that many changes.
If Tom do go anywhere, I think he ends up in Vegas.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the second game, and I'm sure this one was more exciting for sure. A closer game. We had the AFC Championship. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals coming to see Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the story of this game was the Kansas City Chiefs pressure rising, getting to Burrow and actually holding that offense down somewhat. And then late in the game, the Chiefs going for a quick drive and that late field goal helped out by a penalty there at the end. But they were able to sustain and to hold on to the game and came out with a 23-20 victory to go and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. I want to start with you on this one, Marcus. What did you think was the difference in this game? And do you I'll start with that. What do you think was the difference in this game?
The two interceptions that Burrow threw, I think those made the change of the whole game. And I think the main thing, I'm gonna let you go, Strizzy. The main thing is Kansas City defense came to play. I wasn't expecting them to play that well. Chris Jones got his first sack. You know what I'm saying? He set the tone with that sack. So I think when they put it there, I know the late hit and all that kind of stuff and all that happened, but Joe Burrow still had 2 minutes and 34 seconds. We got the ball, one more shot. And the old Burrow, he goes on. To me, he scores at least a field goal out of that. But he wasn't on, man. He was off that game. He played like Dak to me, and it made a difference.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I think Kansas City Chiefs defense played a huge role in this game. You know, something that we don't usually see from them. And then, like Marcus said, interceptions, man. Like you can't throw interceptions against a good team. You know what I mean? But I think both defenses actually did really well. You know, like the Chiefs could have been up by a lot more with those two interceptions. And I think at the end of the game, I think the Bengals had two opportunities to go up by a field goal or even two field goals if they would have been able to move the ball, you know, down the field or whatever. Right? It was 20-20 for a while. So the KC defense came to play. A lot of people were talking about the Osai, after the fact. But I mean, truth be told, Patrick Mahomes was well out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like he was well out of bounds. You can't. It's rough because you're in full pursuit. You know what I'm saying? But then, there are a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying, that kind of went
it's
both
second
teams
round of playoffs, brother. You can't do that, man.
Exactly. Like and there are, let's be honest, like there are certain players that you just can't do that to in general.
We're gonna
You
get
know
more
what I'm saying? Like,
protection.
even if he wasn't out of bounds yet, you know what I'm saying, and he pushed him hard enough for him to fall, like they probably still would have called it. You know what I mean? Like, but in this case, he was well out of bounds, and that just sucks. And you can't do that, man. Like that literally put them in field goal range, and you know, I'm not gonna say it cost them or it didn't cost them. You know, they still would have had to go into overtime if that didn't happen and the kick wasn't made, but.
And they had a good return too. That helped.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It wasn't the game, you know, it wasn't just down to that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, hard fought game. I don't know, man. Like those 2 interceptions, I don't know. I still feel kind of like the Bengals still have their number. You know what I'm saying? Like even with this win, I feel like they still kind of have their number a little bit. So I think when they play the Bengals in the regular season, they're gonna have to come out with all the stops, you know, to continue to beat this team. Because
I don't know. I don't know they got their number no more, man. I wouldn't say that because I think if it was in Cincinnati, I was like, but all the Brower Way stuff, and then he lost there, and he played bad there. I think even though it's 3-1, I still think it's over with, especially they win Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's over. I will say this though, they did way too much talking. Like they did way too much pregame talking. Like they didn't even put like fuel on the fire. They put like rocket fuel on the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like they were literally giving the Chiefs all the ammo they needed to come out and play hard, even harder for this game. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to do all that. Just go out there and play. Don't give them any more reason to hate you any more than they probably already do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you about to fight somebody and you just start talking about their mama and stuff. Like you ain't need to do all that. Just go out there and win your game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so all that stuff, the mayor coming out talking, they're talking about Burrowhead. Like I had the Bengals winning this game. And I literally, no joke, I'll send y'all the proof. Message Anthony was like, yo, they talking too much, dog. Chiefs got this on Sunday. Anthony, you're my witness. I was like, they talk way too much, so the Chiefs gonna win. I was like, I mean, it was closer than I thought it was gonna be, but they just did way too much talking.
Yeah, that definitely contributed to it. I do want to commend Patrick Mahomes for his performance, though. It did look like he was still like, you know what I'm saying, a little gimpy, not full strength, but he did what he had to do, ran a couple times, you know, just kind of just those little times and moments, you know.
That one play when he had to throw off his back leg and he kind of tweaked it. I was like, oh, man, I felt bad for him, man.
Yeah, I was just feeling bad. Like every time, like, you know, because they were getting after him. Like, you know, he's not used, like, their offensive line holds up. He's not used to that. They were really getting after him in that game. So I was like, man, one bad play is going to be.
Thank goodness he got 2 weeks. He got 2 weeks off. That's a good thing.
That's a really good thing. Yeah,
that's definitely going to come in crucial for sure.
Heck yeah.
I do want to jump to the comments real quick and let Anthony Weston get in on this conversation. He said he thinks that the Chiefs should have won this by more. Anthony blew the interception drive before half and first drive out of halftime. And there was, you know, but the Bengals came to play a little bit on that too. It was a little bit more lower and more even than we expected. Anthony Weston also said the Chiefs rookie class all played. We had 5 rookies on defense, and they definitely made a big difference. McDuffie, the corner, I think it is, that he did good. All 4 games have been decided by 3 points. That's another great point he brings up. So yeah, they are very evenly matched, and it's been some great battles between them. And he does vouch for Strizzy on that. That the Bengals were talking too much.
I had one question from you guys too. You think the board injury played a role because he had some good catches before he got hurt? You think that kind of messed up Burrow a little bit? Maybe he have his targets.
I think so, because Burrow's used to having, you know, all three of those guys out there that can get open or get some type of separation on any type of route. So I think that does hurt because it's just a little bit easier for the Chiefs to clamp down on those other 2 guys.
Yeah.
So he did. He needed his weapons.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was telling Anthony this. It's crazy how this their fifth AFC championship in a row, right?
Yeah, the Chiefs. Yep.
So this their their 3rd or 4th Super Bowl?
3rd Super Bowl.
3rd Super Bowl. Like you think about it, 10 years from now, 10 years ago, or whenever Mahomes wasn't there, they had Alex Smith. Like the Chiefs are always that team. Like they get good some years they're not good. But when they had Trent Greenman, I think it's his name, Trent Green. They had him. They were never they were always kind. But now they in the AFC Championship every year now. Like the Chiefs are the culture has changed. and it's all because of Andy Reid, dog. Like Andy Reid went there, I thought he was gonna go to the Chiefs and die. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing in Philly and all like that,
right?
But he went to and changed the whole culture. I've been knowing Anthony. We've been knowing each other like over 15 something like years like that. I remember he's the only one I knew was a true Chief fan.
Yeah.
And year after year, he was like, "That's my team." Such. He wears stuff. I'm like, man, they'll never get there. But it's like crazy how like the last 5 years, like they've been that team, and then one player and one coach has changed their whole city, man. It's just kind of weird. Like that's crazy, man. Like,
man, what? It's funny, Marcus, man. Like I couldn't agree with you more on this one. Like you look at what he did in Philly, right? I mean, like he did the exact same thing with Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then we talk about Bill Belichick all the time, how good Bill is, but like, we gotta do the same about Andy Reid, dog. Like it doesn't matter who. Like I'm sorry, they still have no receivers. I'm sorry, their receiver class is whack. You can't tell me shit. Their receivers suck. You got the best quarterback in the league, cool, but like Andy Reid does a great job at getting everybody open. Like it doesn't even matter how good you are really at creating separation as a receiver. Because like if you're a good receiver, you can get separation regardless, right? But he does a great job at making some of these guys who, let's be honest, aren't number one guys. Some aren't even number two guys, and he's got them all open. Like any given week, one of these guys can go off. So I think it's like, Andy Reid, in my opinion, right now is proven that he's in my opinion just as up there. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely Hall of Famer.
You know what I'm saying? Like
don't raise his voice. You know what I'm saying? He shows you don't have to be yelling at people. Like he's calm. No matter what,
all the time, don't even matter. Even in losses, he looked cool. It's like, all right, bet.
But easy.
Let's get one more Super Bowl though. Let's get one more Super Bowl to put on that resume too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that would be awesome. Just because I think that is part of Bill Belichick's. His thing is that so many rings.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh no, I don't want to say he's like Belichick, but right. I think he's up there as a coach. I'm just saying, but
no, I agree, and he's creating that same type of thing because before the Chiefs did it for 5 years in a row, it was the Patriots every year in the AFC Championship.
God,
so it's like they are kind of doing that, being that consistent. So that's what's up. Well, all of that leads into our next slide on NFL. We got the showdown in the desert. We got the Eagles and the Chiefs, and we're going to do more predictions and things like that. So we won't give away our Super Bowl pick quite yet, but we will give some facts about the game as we go along. Maybe this week on Secure the Bag, we'll do some prop bets or something like that, some other kind of the sillier type of things that are you can bet on for the Super Bowl. But
it's not easy though. It's gonna be a tough decision. So I know that.
We got to do a lot of research on this one.
Yeah, man.
It is going to be a very tough matchup, very close matchup. Two teams that are both lost 3 games this year, maybe each.
And they don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like these teams don't play each other. So like this is even in the regular season, like these teams don't play each other. So I think it's actually this is going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, I agree. And this will also be the first time, like you said earlier, Strizzy, the Kelsey Bowl. First time 2 brothers will ever face off in a Super Bowl against each other. And both of them are really, decorated as far as being in the NFL. Each of them have Super Bowls. Each of them is, a leader amongst their team, multiple Pro Bowls, all that type of stuff. So this is going to be a good one to see the bragging rights there. And then, as Anthony Weston says, so many ties because there are a lot of holdovers from Andy Reid's time in Philadelphia as well.
Yeah.
So,
and this first time 2 black quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's huge. Huge.
I think that's super legit. Hopefully that's showing a different way that the league might be going. And I like that we pointed out, but I also hope that one day we don't have to point stuff out like that. Like it seems like there's so many firsts that are being knocked down around this time. That hopefully like in 5-10 years and things like that, like, at least maybe the next people coming up, like they don't have to always be reminded of this hasn't happened before because it's more normal. So
but next year it's gonna be a crazy Super Bowl next year though. And like I said, what are you talking about, dog? Next year is gonna be the first time 2 brothers play against on the upside of the ball. Them Diggs brothers next year, baby.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the first time.
I'm
calling it out there. Because this year the Kelsey brothers, they both on offense, so they never be on the field together. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But next year we're gonna change that.
Make new history. I would love that. Yes. That would be
That's
so
funny.
dope,
You know what else is crazy is that the winner of this team will have more wins inside the Cardinals Stadium than the Cardinals this year.
God,
You know these bums lost every home game.
That's
they
crazy.
did.
They lost every home game, dog.
I didn't realize it was every one. I thought they won at least one at home.
You sure they didn't win one?
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. I think they did win one, but both of them beat the Cardinals this year. So I think the Cardinals only had one win at home this year.
Got
so
it.
whoever wins this game will have 2 wins in the Cardinals Stadium, which is more than the Cardinals had this year.
That's
Bro, that's horrible. I was like, how is that? I didn't know what the stat till I saw it today. I was like, that's crazy.
That's an interesting one for sure.
Everybody fired. That's wild.
Oh, we got to welcome Pops to the show.
Pops.
Pops, he was out there handling business for the family. Thank you, Pops, for all you do. But I'm glad you're able to jump on the show. And let's see, Anthony Weston Sirianni used to coach with the Chiefs. AJ Brown and Willie Gay went to high school together. Yeah, lots of different connections. And we'll have to kind of bring some more of those fun stats out over the next week or so when we do our Secure the Bag. And we are going to try to get out on location to the some of the Super Bowl events that are happening out around town. So that's where we'll leave the Super Bowl for right now. Let's jump into some coaching news. We got Sean Payton finally later on this afternoon was announced that he is going to be coach of the Denver Broncos.
No way.
The Saints. Yeah, this was.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, this just now happening this afternoon. So I had to kind of update the slide real quick. They're giving up the first round pick this year and then a second and third next year to the Saints in return for Sean Payton's coaching services.
Mm-hmm.
So Marcus, since this is fresh for you, what do you think about that one?
I don't like it, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And the reason why I'm saying I don't like it is I'm just being selfish. Because I thought he was going to stay out one more year and then get the Cowboys gig. But no, I'm surprised. I didn't get no alert. I didn't see that was coming. It happened this soon too. I thought it would happen maybe like whoever get that job was gonna be kind of late on, kind of summertime. I know it would happen this fast. So, but I guess he really want to get in there, and I'm surprised too because how bad Russell Wilson played last year. So
true.
Maybe he knows something. He gonna try and get them together. Or maybe they kind of played it all along. Maybe Russ did it on purpose to get that coach out of there because he wanted to get Sean Payton in there. Because I just don't see him playing that bad, man. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe he'll do the same thing for he did for Drew Brees' career. He'll do it for Russell Wilson.
I think that's what they're aiming for too. I just hope they don't lose that defensive minded piece about their franchise, right? Because their defense has always been good. Obviously, this is a very offensive-minded coach, but if he can get Russell Wilson going back, then that's what's up. But they're in a tough division too, so I don't know. And it's cold there, so I didn't know if this was going to be the most attractive spot for him. Honestly,
I didn't think he would go. Yeah, I didn't think he would go there.
But Strizzy, you called it early. What do you like about it?
Well, the funny thing, I can't even take too much credit for that. I said that's where he was going, but primarily because there were so many reports out there talking about. It's basically all but signed that he was going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he already, because I talked about, I was hoping that they were going to offer him the job at Carolina. So I was like, I couldn't imagine them passing up Sean Payton, you know what I'm saying, for right. But so I was like, yeah, he's definitely going there. But I think Denver just needed to situate some things with New Orleans on what they were going to give up for him because we knew that they still own the rights to Payton. So, I think the job is attractive to him because of Drew Brees, like Marcus said. I think they're very similar. Their body types are similar, their height similar, everything's very similar. Even their playing style, people forget Drew Brees is pretty mobile too. He had quick legs. So I think that's what he liked, you know what I'm saying?
And get receivers. He got
right. Yeah, we just seem like the entire Broncos team just underperformed this year, right? So I feel like with the right coaching staff, I think that they'd be able to kind of change that around. So I think they're going to be, complete 180 next year than they were this year, right? So we'll see. He's still got to put the coaching staff together too.
Marcus.
No, I had one question. So, did he get another like a GM type thing in the front office too, or just a head coach? That's all he got.
They just said head coach.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
I
saw
think
too.
because it's still Elway's over there as like the president of football operations and GM or whatever.
Because wasn't he something else in New Orleans though? He wasn't just a head coach, right?
I
Not,
think
not,
with New
not,
Orleans,
not like a
they have
GM.
personnel decision making too. Like I think
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a
yeah,
GM, but like a front office
something
type
like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not sure what I think they just mentioned coaching staff so far, but
They
you
say
think
it's
you
money.
bring on somebody of his caliber, you're going to give him more authority if he wants it, I guess, or the authority he
Probably.
wants.
They say anything about his money? How much you got?
Not yet.
Not
no.
yet.
Because it got to be something. I don't think it's just Russell. I think he got some incentives.
Yeah.
Dude.
For
He
real.
got the bag too. I'm assuming
yeah,
as
you know
well.
he got to make some mad money.
Unk says Russell Wilson seriously declining. And this year was the decline, right? But was this an aberration or was this like a sign of things to
Yeah.
come? That's the question.
Yeah.
Pop says, though, bad Russell Wilson is better than Drew Brees was in his last few years. And that's true because Drew Brees was like, I mean, his arm was not there basically his last couple years in New Orleans.
But we gotta see when we say bad Russell, like Russell and his, you compare Russell it's what 8th year plan.
Yeah.
So when Sean Payton went to New Orleans, it was almost the same for Drew Brees, right? And Drew Brees balled out, so we can't say bad Russell. We haven't seen it yet, so
Yeah,
we got to really see where he goes from here.
Agreed. And I feel like even, last year, like he got hurt, or he got hurt and like missed a couple of those games, like 5-6 weeks, something like that. And then they came back because I think he had the same thumb issue that Dak had, didn't he? Didn't he tear a ligament or something like that? So like, and again, like I just feel like the coaching staff in Denver was really bad, man. Like you saw some instances where it was like game management, clock management, things of that nature that was just clearly 100% on the coaching staff.
But Russell looked terrible this
year.
Oh
no! I'm not giving Russ no slack. I'm with you on that. I look good. I'm just, I'm wondering if they, like you said, like maybe if they change the offense around a little bit, new coordinator, defense still looked great. You know what I'm saying? Defense still held its own. A lot of those games were like 12 to something, 16 to something.
True.
They were doing very, very close and low scoring. They just couldn't get nothing on offense. And then you got Jerry Jeudy will be coming back. You know what I'm saying? He got hurt for a little bit, and then so did Sutton as well. So, I don't know. It's crazy to think that Russell was like talking about MVP at the beginning of the season last year, got hurt, changed it, and then this season was like what happened? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is it really all Russell? Like, no way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I expect them to be more like next year what we thought they were going to be this year.
Right.
So we'll see. But another head coaching move, DeMeco Ryans. This was announced just a little bit after Sean Payton going to the Texans as the head coach.
Yeah.
And I really just hope that they at least let him coach there for more than 1 year. I'm excited about, DeMeco Ryans as a head coach prospect. He had a great defense in San Francisco, the last 2 years. Basically took over for Robert Saleh, who went to the Jets, from the 49ers defensive coordinator spot, and he's done a good job over there. So hopefully he can kind of emulate that success. And he obviously did play for the Texans as a player, so that's pretty cool coming back home. But again, this is the third coach in a row that they're hiring. Third year in a row that they're hiring a coach. The last two fired after 1 year in service. So hopefully they give him a little bit more runway to work with. But you guys think DeMeco Ryans will be a good coach?
Yeah, as long as if they are bad, just to get the last pick, don't win that game. I think Lovey's still there. Lovey's still there. If he lose that game. So
Gotcha. So either tank or be good, but not in between.
You can't do that. I think Lovey knows that. So I don't know if he did it or it just happened, but you can't win that last game.
Yeah, I gotta find a way to. That was like the end. That was like the end. That cemented it for him.
Are you gonna win this game? Get him out of here.
They're like fired by the end of the day. It's crazy.
He was fired. At the end of the day, saying? He was fired as soon as that game ended. They were like, call him in here.
With us.
It's a wrap.
They're like, we sent for an Uber for you. Last year we have Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore and the Cowboys mutually agreed to part ways, which is very exciting. I think we were ready for a change there, and almost right away or very quickly after that, announced that he's going to be the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. So best of luck to him over there. I think that's that's cool for them, but I think we needed a change, and I'm with you, Marcus. I'm excited about something new.
I just gotta say, I'm loving the graphics you're doing right here. Cause I was just thinking, I'm like, why he got that cowboy thing on his? Why he didn't change the shirt on him? Look what you. I'm loving your graphics, dog. You doing your thing, dog.
Every once in a while, you gotta try to spice it up a little bit. So
I'm gonna take a class with you how to do this kind of stuff. Cause it's kind of cool. It's my type of work, and you got me asking you questions. How you doing stuff like this, man? But I like
that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know.
But that's king.
Yeah, exactly. If you need PowerPoint or Excel spreadsheet, I got you on that.
So I know nothing about PowerPoint.
If you need anything, all the more advanced actual things like you do, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to you. So, but
I'm gonna say, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it is interesting though. One other thing I was gonna say though is that Mike McCarthy, he has announced that he's gonna do the play calling duties next year, even though they haven't announced an offensive coordinator yet, which is kind of interesting. To me on that note, and Unc mentioned that too, that if he does bad on his offense, is he going to get fired? That's all we could hope for next. I don't know. What do you think, though, Marcus?
But no, actually, I think Mike McCarthy should get a shot to calling plays. I think he's a good play caller. I really think he will be a great offensive coordinator somewhere. A head coaching thing, I don't think that's but I think he'll be a great offensive coordinator. So, I think you give him a shot. I think Kellen Moore was very predictable, and that's why we lost some games. He just got when we were up, he just got complacent. He didn't try to switch it up, and people knew what we were going to do. So, like we lost to the Packers, we lost to the Jaguars. Then we were up like 13 points each game, 14 points, and then he just started doing the same old thing. And it's like you can't do that. You got to kind of make adjustments. Tony Pollard got hurt. He didn't make no adjustments. Like it's the playoff. It's the second round of playoffs, dog. Do some adjustments. Do something different with Dak. We in the red zone. Don't do no comeback route. Like do a play where he got to throw out of bounds or something like that. He was calling stuff that he's like, why are you calling that? And like I said, he wasn't a bad coach. I don't think he was a bad, but it just for us, he didn't improve. He didn't make adjustments like that. So I think going somewhere else, maybe he'll get a better shot and learn different things, how to do things, and he'll become a better coach because we had a great offense. We scored points and we had yards like that. He did good with that. But I think when he got nervous and got crunch time, he just went to a play he know. He didn't try to make an adjustment and try something new. So,
but it's almost like when you're a quarterback, when you audible to something you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was a quarterback for y'all, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he did the same exact thing. It was like, you know what? I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna go with this player because it worked. It worked in the first quarter or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm with Marcus. It's like, we seen this already. Don't know what to do.
Yeah, like the defense, he gonna do right here. We know he going to right here. CD Lamb, like we know our shows.
Right.
Do something different. You gonna go? Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times Pops and I are on the couch, like just calling out the next play, like just because we watch the Cowboys, and if we know that the other team knows they've been studying, they actually do this. And we're out here like, oh, here we go again. So
but I think Mike McCarthy might be. I think I give him a shot, and see what he do the play calling, but it's still dangerous because I think he still help Kellen Moore with some plays. So I think there might be some of the same plays too. So we'll see.
True, we'll find out. But if not, no more excuses. He has no more insulation around him. So that's it. And then earlier, Anthony Weston said Dan Quinn would take over the Cowboys. I do think Jerry Jones, is making some secret behind the stage agreements with Dan Quinn. Like every time they offer him something, the head coach,
he has to.
Like, I'll pay you this.
He has to.
But I can't let you go.
He should have been gone by now. You right. Like he give him something like, hey, that yacht I brought, that big yacht is yours. It's yours. Right.
Yeah.
And Quinn, oh really? Okay, I ain't going nowhere then.
Exactly. I think there's something like that going on. And, if Dan Quinn does want to get another head coaching job, maybe he is waiting for ours. I don't know.
Yeah. Jerry Jones usually has a really close relationship with his quarterbacks or his coaches. Does he have that same relationship with McCarthy? Like, I haven't really seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he must have. He's still there.
Yeah. I mean,
they're winning. That's the problem. They're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, you get to the playoffs,
I don't know.
you smack the Bucks, you get to the second round and lose. You know what I'm saying? A
But
close
that
one.
kept his job though. I think we lose to the Buck. I think he definitely left. I think
Agreed.
he got
I
fired.
completely agree. So I was like, and they didn't just win; they beat the brakes off of him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think that really helped keep his job too. But I'm just like, you know, your guys' last coach, like I feel like he had his job entirely a little too long.
Right.
So I'm like, does JJ have that same relationship with McCarthy, where it's like, if let's say the worst starts happening, does he keep his job? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you gotta go.
I feel you. I don't know. They're chummy for whatever reason. And he did say recently, like, oh, you know, he wanted him to be around as long as Lombardi was or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that really means. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You can't be having him over here for no 20 years or something.
For real.
So we'll see. Or not Lombardi, Landry. He said Landry. So
yeah, I know what you meant though. But I feel like the Cowboys are in like win now mode. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the team to win now in a sense. So it's like if he just like keeps falling short at some point, you got to be like, all right, we need a coach that's gonna get us over the hump. You know what I mean?
Agreed. All right. Let's go to our last topic on here. This is a very interesting one though, but we got the Baltimore Ravens sending a player to the Pro Bowl. And I do want to shout out to Stephanie Washington too. She said this earlier. She said she's going to the Pro Bowl. Is going to be fun, even though it's a flag football event. And I did want to get your guys' opinions about that and see if you guys were going to be watching. But also before we did that, I did want to talk about the fact that we have Tyler Huntley out here, 2 touchdowns and then 3 interceptions on the year. But he is officially going to the Pro Bowl games to represent the AFC. They originally had Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Then it was Tua, Herbert, and Lamar Jackson. And none of them made it. So now they're sending Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, and Tyler Huntley. So what do you guys think about the AFC quarterback situation?
They're sending who? Who is the 3?
Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, and Tyler Huntley.
Derek Carr don't have a team.
Right.
So
like Derek Carr got
he gonna wear?
So he's gonna have one more chance to play football in the Raiders Stadium at the Pro Bowl.
But what logo is gonna be on his jersey?
Technically, the Raiders still
he's still technically a Raider.
Not over yet. Yeah.
He just lost his starting job.
He got sent home from the team 2 weeks before the end of the season, but he's a Pro Bowler. So
I'm Carr, I'm staying home.
I know, but he was like, hey, it's probably another check though, or something.
Probably.
So
and I ain't putting a Raiders jersey on.
He's just like, can you give me like an AFC jersey? You know what I'm saying? Just give me like a blank. You know what I'm saying?
Or like the helmet logo. Like I just got an AFC helmet logo. Like don't put that Raiders stuff on my helmet.
That would be funny. That would be too funny. But we'll see. Thursday night there's a skills competition, and then Sunday is the flag football finale type of thing. And I guess the AFC and NFC will kind of be competing to earn points or something. And then they'll all be decided in the flag football game. In a way, it's interesting because it's going to be something different. This is going to be the first time since like 1961 that it's not like a tackle type of exhibition.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, Anthony Weston says give him the creative player default jersey.
For real.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'll probably check it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? From Las Vegas, that should be pretty cool. But also, I did want to say the very, very last thing on NFL, we do have Super Bowl squares available. And Stephanie Washington, she won the overall competition for this year. Basically, since we're going to give out a Super Bowl square for best record overall all year, Stephanie Washington did win that, and her record was 179 and 102. So great job, Stephanie. Coming through at the end, just barely beat out Anthony Weston. He was at 178 and 103. So that's what's up. Great job, Stephanie Washington. So we're going to give you a square for winning the overall competition as well for the year-long competition. So hit us up, though. Squares are 5 points each, and we're going to have plenty of squares left over. So reach out to us and let us know. And then we're going to do something, but we'll make sure that we have the squares all put out there. And then we'll do the drawing like we did last year. We'll actually do the drawing for the numbers live. So that way it's super fair. Everybody sees exactly what numbers are coming up. Strizzy will do the generator, and I'll do the spreadsheet, and from there we'll have a great time, and we'll make sure everybody has their sheet at least this Saturday before the Super Bowl, so you guys can be knowing what numbers to cheer for. So, Anthony Weston, forgot to put in his picks last week, so that got kind of threw things off there. But hey, Stephanie Washington played till the end, played it tough, and I just want to thank you, Stephanie, too, because all through the year, she was making comments, she's following along, and she was like, I want to try to get this. I keep getting closer. I'm trying to make a run at this. So congratulations. You did a great job making it happen. So that's what's up. I think that's all of our football talk. I know that's the big thing. So we're just going to run through our next topics real quick. But Strizzy, anything else you want to say on football real quick before we push forward?
I'm just sad it's over, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we got one big game left, but we got some basketball in the meantime. Baseball pick back up soon. Some great spring training games coming up soon, man. It's right around the corner, so we got hit up the spring training game again. That was real fun last year.
Yeah,
but man, it just kind of sucks that it left.
Yeah,
So it's over.
For sure. No, I feel you on that. But yeah, congrats, Stephanie. And Stephanie says, I can't believe it. I have to thank Anthony for forgetting to pick some of these last games. Oh, that's so funny. And then Anthony says that Chiefs on the graphics brings a tear to my eye. That's for sure. That should. So, all right, let's round this thing up. Let's go to our last slides for the day. All right, so NBA talk. We're gonna kind of do a hybrid. So NBA talk. The All-Star voting is out for the lineup for the starting lineups, and we did have Embiid. I feel like he got snubbed a little bit in the East, but I wanted to know, Strizzy, real quick, what your thoughts on the NBA All-Stars were. I think it's coming up in a couple weeks, and we'll break down the whole rosters once they're all out there. But do you think Embiid should have been a starter in the East?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I talk about how much I hate this NBA letting people vote. Like, I get it. It's, to keep the fans inclusive, man. But oh my God, every year I just feel like it is so wrong, bro. Like, it ain't no way this dude is not a star. You know what I mean? It's not a starter. Like, there's just no way. Second best record in the league. They're actually playing better than the Celtics right now. You know what I'm saying? They're getting healthy again. It's just, he's a monster, man. Like, you don't have to like him. I know he ain't Pop's favorite. You know what I'm saying? And that's Pop's squad. But, like, ain't no way Embiid is not an Eastern Conference starter. You know what I'm saying? There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. Here, let me put up the starters real quick. So we have, Kyrie sneaking in there in the starters. Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, Kevin Durant's not going to start because he's hurt. He won't be playing. But so Embiid will probably slide in there. But yeah, I think he definitely makes the top 5 here. Even though I don't know, Tatum's been balling, but it's weird how they do the positions too. I think that kind of screws things up.
Yeah,
only picking like 2
forwards or whatever.
Only picking 2 forward people. So
yeah.
Let's see. Anthony West says, Embiid is a front runner for MVP. Pops, I was wondering what Pops was thinking.
Yeah, me too. Even I had to throw that in there a little bit. I was like, I know Pops don't like him, but you know what I'm saying. I watch some Philly games and stuff like that, and I watched the game against the game he played against Joker and the boys, and I thought it was going to be a really, really kind of like big, like the two best big men in the league going at it. And no, man, Embiid damn near put up 50. He had like 47. He had a slew of rebounds. Like, he won that matchup. You know what I'm saying? And I love Joker. Like, Joker's my dude. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just, as far as all-star voting goes, it's like KD's been out for a while. Like, at that point in time, like, he shouldn't even be receiving votes anymore. And we knew he wasn't going to be in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even then, like, when he was playing, he was having a great year. Like, I was talking about him falling off a cliff last year a little bit, and he was having a great year, but I still feel like Embiid was having the better year. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still having a better year. Right. So it's like, I don't know. I love what Jason Tatum's doing. Like, he's been balling too, but I feel like, Embiid being snubbed as a starter is crazy, even though he's still probably going to start with KD being out.
Right. No, I agree. Let's take a look at the West really quickly, too. The only other one I had on here was Zion. Obviously, like the same kind of situation. We know it is a popularity contest, but Zion making it in there as a starter. Don't know about that one. But can't argue with LeBron, with Jokic or Doncic for sure. So those guys are definitely doing their thing. So we'll talk more about that, though. We know we love the festivities and kind of to see that stuff. So we'll get more into that. The other thing we've been on is this LeBron James countdown, watching to see when he passes Kareem. And I'm kind of irritated because I was all set to watch him play the Pelicans, and I was thinking, it's going to be Saturday probably that he's going to break it. But he did sit out last night against the Nets, playing right now against the Knicks. But it's looking like it's going to be probably next Tuesday after SLAC. So I do kind of want to talk a little bit more about it, but Strizzy, you kind of put up the prompt of kind of naming some reasons why this doesn't really matter. So we'll have to go into that a little bit more once it does happen for sure.
Yeah. And Unga's right. Zion's still hurt, so he's probably not going to play either. I don't think he's playing the All-Star game either, so he'll get voted out for somebody as well. But that boy Luka nice though. A lot of times when people come back from an injury, even regardless of how big or how small, like that first game back is usually a rough one. This man put up 53 in his first game back. Yeah, like when he says it's easy to score in the NBA, he's not playing. Like that's not all talk. This man literally just be making stuff look way too easy. Like it's crazy.
No, agreed. Yeah, he's definitely a beast, and I love watching him play for sure.
Yeah, that dude.
All right, we got Marcus back in the building just in time for this next topic. So after we talked about Rory Hachimura being traded to the Lakers, and so there was kind of some talk and some semi beef between Shaq and KD afterwards. But Shaq basically made some comments, basically saying like, who is that? Like, and if you're not in the top 10 in the NBA, like I don't really know who you are. So he kind of dismissed it when they talked about, like, some people came to him and asked, like, oh, what do you think about the Lakers trade? And he was just like, who? Like, he basically dismissed it. KD came back and was basically like, does Shaq not know ball? Or, like, what is he talking about? On Twitter, he responded, and then Shaq, fired back and said, like, I may not know ball, but I know how to brush my hair. And they just started kind of going at it. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on if you kind of had saw that little exchange, but also just in general, like, is it bad for business or is it bad for Shaq to be, or is it a big deal, I should say, for him to admit that he doesn't really know like who Rory Hachimura is?
Well, he's Shaq, so Shaq can do that. He can say what he wants. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the most dominant player ever in the NBA. So if he want to say you got to be top 10 for him to know him, then that's his point, But I think anybody else didn't play the game, and you're supposed to be studying in the game and know people. Then yeah, but Shaq is old school. Shaq, he's Shaq. So I don't feel it for him. His position, what he does now, it shouldn't be like that. But he is a Hall of Famer. He is Shaq who he is. So, and I think at the end of the day, this guy is not that old, so he should know who he is. Maybe he don't know his name like that, but he kind of know who he is. But I could say he's Shaq. You can say what he want, and him and KD going at it like that. I'm happy somebody finally told he need to brush his hair. So that's a great thing about that situation to happen. Somebody finally told him, and it happened like that. So I don't know, but I can say if I'm that guy from the Lakers, I feel a little bad too. Because Shaq don't know who I am. I will feel a certain type of way, but. Like I said before, he's Shaq, so he can say that because he did his thing when he played. So I don't have anything bad to say about that, but I feel I could see what he's doing.
Can we bring up Pop's last comment real quick? Pops is absolutely right. Shaq knows exactly who that kid is. Yeah. That kid wasn't drafted late in the second round. He was drafted early in the first. Like Shaq does this all the time with like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like Marcus said, like he's Shaq. So Shaq's his ego is of that. You know what I'm saying? Like Shaq does a lot of talking, whether it's to see how a player responds to it, because he talks a lot. He talks a lot about everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? I can't remember who it was when he was talking about like somebody not doing enough.
How you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? He always talking about somebody to try to like to see how they react to it. You know, he's not that guy.
It was Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. It was Donovan Mitchell, right? And Donovan Mitchell comes out and scores 50. Whatever the case may be, it's like you know, Shaq does these things because Shaq loves the Lakers, so he probably wants Hachimura to
push
to
it,
respond to it, right? Like to respond to it positively. Shaq knows who that kid is, man. Shaq been around way too long. Shaq been to every stadium and I mean post retirement, right? Like Shaq been to every. He knows who that kid is, man. So now that he's a Laker, he wants him to produce like a Laker should. But I'm with Pops. Shaq lying out his ass, right? He know who that kid is.
And if he comes out and plays well, Shaq gonna say, "You see, I do that.
You're
I
right.
want to see what he's gonna do. I want to see what he's gonna do. And see what happens. I'll help him out there."
You know what? I knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. Marcus is absolutely right. Shaq gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, I knew who the kid was. I just want to see how he would respond to, you know, to me saying I know." But yeah, man, Shaq does this all the time. He knows who that kid is, man.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. Anybody else that did this, I would say you're a clown, but he's not a clown. But he's Shaq though, man. Like I said, some people get passes though. People get passes.
Yeah. It's what Shaq do, man.
Because if Barkley says a lot of crazy stuff, if Barkley wasn't good as he couldn't do what he's saying either. You know what I'm saying? So he's a Hall of Famer. He was one of the best power forwards ever played the game. So they know that I can say certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like Robert Orr can come out and say something like that. You know what I'm saying? But certain players can't.
Championships he got.
Yeah, so certain players can't say certain stuff, you know, when you average 7 points, maybe 6 points like in your career. So it's just certain things you can say. But Shaq and Charles, they can say stuff like that. Like Kenny, he can't say nothing like that. Because Kenny, you won too, but you wasn't that type of guy, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So these dudes are top. They're top 50 guys, you know. Kenny wasn't.
Even though, it still kills me that Kenny has the ring and Charles doesn't. Like, damn,
man. Me too, dog.
Oh man.
Especially when they're like arguing and like Shaq like sides with Kenny talking about you can't talk, you ain't got a ring or you ain't got a championship.
Oh, you know that just steams Barkley.
Yeah. But no, at the end of the day, it's a question right here. Would you rather be Kenny or you rather be Charles Barkley? I'm Charles Barkley all day. I need that ring.
Right.
Yeah. Chuck was that dude. He just unfortunately played when Michael Jordan did.
Yeah. So I'm taking his career. Forget them championships.
Yeah.
He has two.
He got them two.
But how many points he contributed those 2 years? And what did he do? He had one good shot. He did, but Charles Barkley was the best guy on the team. Like I'm taking that all day. Yeah, I'm taking it all day. Like you said, he went up against Jordan, dog.
Yeah. I'm like, let's keep it a band.
There's a plenty of
people have
people
those two if Jordan don't retire for 2 years. You know
yeah.
Kenny don't get those two.
Dang, that's a point.
That's a good point there.
I'm sorry.
He would have been along with everybody else, with Ewing, with Karl Malone, with everybody else that doesn't have one. He'd be in that same.
You know what I'm saying? Shaq didn't get his championships until that reign was over. You know what I'm saying? Like Shaq was drafted in what, 94?
Yeah.
92?
Yeah. All right, Pop. You could be Robert Orr. I don't want to be Robert Orr.
Pops wants championships.
I don't want that. I want championships too, but I want to be the best player getting the championship. I don't want to be a role player getting the championship. It don't count.
Bro, Eddie Curry has a championship with Miami, bro. It don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah. Gary Payton got a championship with the Heat that year. He didn't do nothing. So I don't want them kind of championships.
For real. 100%. 100%.
I feel you. All right, so that's our NBA talk.
Kenny lying.
Kenny lying.
Yeah, that was not going to happen.
No.
The only thing Olajuwon got over Michael Jordan, he was drafted before him. That's it.
No, but Olajuwon would have hooped. He would have killed Luke Longley. He would have killed Luke Longley. But they would, as a team, Kenny ain't doing nothing with Ron Harper. Scottie Pippen is killing Murray Maxwell.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, so like that.
No, Olajuwon would have got his numbers. Agreed. Like, he wasn't.
He was the ball, but nobody else was the ball.
But between that team and coaching, he wild. They ain't big enough. I just saw Pop's comment. You
know we got love for MJ over here.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to talk more about it, and that debate is coming soon though, because LeBron is about to notch one more thing off the history books. So we're gonna talk more about that, but I think we're gonna leave the show pretty much right there. Nothing really too crazy going on for other sports. We just had the Australian Open finish up. We are prepping for TPC Scottsdale. That's very exciting on the golf side. That's coming up the Super Bowl week. So I'm very excited to see what the Valley kind of rolls out for that. A lot of action is going to be going on around town. So you might have to get out there in traffic a little bit and see what's happening. But
get ready to walk, man. It's gonna be a lot of walking.
I know. I need that shuttle. I need that drop off.
That's real. That's real.
So, but let's see. Anthony Weston. We'll close it out with their this or that. We'll close it out like this. Anthony Weston says, "Would you rather be Shady McCoy with rings from the Bucks or Barry Sanders?"
Barry Sanders all day. That's not even. That's too easy.
Pop says McCoy. No way,
crazy.
Pops. I know you'd be Barry
Crazy.
Sanders. Ugg says Barry Sanders the GOAT. Not this. I don't know.
I wouldn't say he's the GOAT, but
But-
Emmitt Smith is the GOAT. But we understand what you trying to say.
Oh man, and yeah, Pop says rings is the only thing that matter. But I don't know. I still think that Pops would rather be Barry Sanders, but
Yeah, he trolling. That's what we call a trolling. He trolling us right now.
Yeah,
All right, Pops.
but that's what's up. Okay, so I think that's it for the week though. I do want to thank everybody for participating. We're gonna have some kind of some NFL content coming later this week, and then we'll be back to business. Next week is episode 180 of Say Like a Champ. So
Dang, 200 right around the corner, dog.
yeah, we're gonna have to do something, and 200 is coming up fast. So appreciate everybody rocking with us week to week and the engagement. And if you have people that like sports, your friends or family or whatnot, please share out. You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth always goes a long way. And you know how we treat our SLAC family around here. Everybody's part of the show and gets to put their 2 cents in. So that's what it is. But I think we'll go ahead and leave it right there. That was Say Like a Champ episode 179. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Striz.
Go get a taco, man. It's Taco Tuesday, baby. Let's go get it.
Go.